Hey Nicole, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Yeah, I'm trying to let me see. Okay,
So,
there we go.
how are we doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. It's like 75, but kind of like rainy over here. So if it wasn't for the rain, I'd be really good.
Oh yeah, where are you located?
I'm in Omaha, Midwest. Where are you located?
New Jersey on the East Coast.
Okay. What's the weather over there?
It's beautiful. It's like 85 here.
It's sunny.
Yeah, sunny. Yeah, hot, humid.
Nice. I love it. Cool. So tell me a little about yourself. Like, what are we?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's on my end.
Yep. I said, just tell me a little about yourself. Like, what are we currently doing right now? What do we do for work?
So I'm completing my 15th year of being a phys ed teacher, and so I've been at this district for 13 years, and I commute an hour to and from work. I teach high school.
Okay.
Um, so obviously I went into this field for obviously, I was always active into sports. When I'm starting at a very young age, I got into gymnastics, and I just always been involved in sports, and very much been active ever since. I have two girls, they're 5 and 2. Um, so even like throughout my pregnancies, I stayed very active and all that. But my my true passion is to help people. Um, whether it's like nutrition or helping them lose weight, or even like uh uh workouts and stuff like that. Like I remember even back in high school, people come to me all the time, like, I need help. Can you help? Can you write a workout for me? Or even like my students over the years, like need help. And that's where like I love it the most. Like it brings me the most joy. And especially nowadays, like I'm just getting burnt out with teaching in general. Like there's nothing real, it's not doing anything for me. I'm not really getting anything out of it, and I'm just kind of tired of the everyday life of it. Just kind of commuting and then not having enough time for my kids, and that's basically it. So I've just honestly, like the past 2 years, I'm like, all right, well, what do I really want out of my life? What do I really want to do, and how am I gonna go and pursue that? And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to help people, want to help people get in shape. And, I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to all that. So it's just about how to go about doing it. And I don't want to like be in a gym and personal train people. I also like, it's important for me to carry, right now, health insurance. My husband is a business owner. He owns his own plumbing business. So right now, I provide the health insurance. So, but if I were to make enough money, then we could pay for it on our own. But I'm kind of stuck where I'm at, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. So it sounds like, if I'm hearing correctly, we've been doing the teaching thing forever. So obviously, you'd love to help individuals get to a better level of themselves. But as far as the day-to-day monotonous teaching in a classroom, making that hour drive, and then probably, obviously, I can only assume because my parents were educators as well, the pay is not like the best for all the work that you do that goes into each individual student, correct?
Right. Yeah. And I'm personally not getting anything out of it because I'm not making a difference to anybody right now.
Yeah, you want
And
something
exactly.
more fulfilling, right?
Exactly. Yes.
100%. I love that. So, outside of wanting to be more self fulfilled and impact more lives, what else are we looking for? It sounds like we're looking for a little bit of flexibility so you can be around the family more often. What else? Is there financial freedom? Is there what you guys want to travel? What else are we looking to get out of this?
Yeah. Definitely the financial freedom. To be able to work at home would be amazing. I carry a lot of the responsibilities naturally, and it's very hard when I'm waking up at 5:15 every day and commuting to work and dropping the kids off, and then I pick them up and getting, all the laundry, cleaning, getting them ready for the next day. It's ongoing. It's like a rush, rush, rush. I feel like every day of my life, if I could just be home and do something have some, freedom to be able to do what I need to get done, and then have all this time for my kids, and not just on the weekends have time for them. I feel like, in a way, I'm neglecting them when I come home from work because I'm constantly having to get other things done. So, because for instance, when we went remote, during the pandemic, um, I was home, and I loved it. I loved being remote because I would be on the computer for a certain amount of time, but then in between classes, or in the mornings, I was home, not commuting. I had time to get things done, and then by the time I was done for the day, I had so much time left over and so much more freedom to do what I wanted to do.
I love that. Yeah, for sure. So as far as experience, do we have any like, I know you said you're pretty knowledgeable. Do you have any like certifications or any like training experience in the past?
No, I don't. I've always been interested in getting, certified for personal training, but I never really did anything. I never went forward with it because I didn't know if I was going to use it anywhere. Um, again, like I didn't want to be working in a gym
Yeah.
and training people that way. So that's why I never went forward with those certifications. But I mean, my major is health and exercise science. I don't know if that's enough or if I would need
Oh,
to.
yes. So what we handle the certification piece for you as well, especially if you're not going to be training in person. Like obviously that's something we don't want to do. So if we can actually provide you an online certification, so it's equal parts nutrition, equal parts fitness. So it's kind of like more like a generalized certification, but it allows you to feel more qualified, provide more recommendations. That's provided to you at no additional cost to us as well. So
Okay,
you
and would that be like NASM, or it's your own?
It's our own, but a lot of the companies, we're actually trying to get it accredited through NASM and ISSA. Our old program was accredited through ISSA and ACE. NASM supports our master coach, but now we've revamped our program. So we're actually in the process of trying to get it approved where they view us as continuing education credits as well. So those three large certification companies are viewing us as legitimate, ongoing education.
Oh,
So,
okay. So let's say I were to, um, do that, then let's say with the online business, would I be able to put on there that I'm at like NASM or ISSA, whatever it is?
no, you wouldn't put that. They're viewing it as like, for instance, if you already had an ISSA cert or already like a NASM, and once the approval goes through, so for instance, our old program was called Certified Coach, and it was approved through ACE and ISSA. Our mastery level was only approved through NASM, but part of it was because of legalities based upon the name that we had called it. So right now we're in the process of changing that out, but let's just pretend that NASM approved it. You can't say you're NASM certified because it's not through specifically through NASM. It just gives you a certain amount of continuing education credits towards your NASM, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you would still have an online certification. To be honest with you, if I'm going to be 100% transparent, most people don't care where you got your certification from. I know a million trainers that have NASM certifications and they are trash. Like as far as implementation,
Oh,
you
I
know,
know.
so like
I know that.
there's a lot of people that are book smart, but they don't know how to apply it to A, make it a business, and B, how to actually utilize it in the in-person setting. I've been an in-person trainer and a master level trainer for over 15 years. NASM is one of the top rated certifications, but the amount of people that get it that aren't even actually like, ideal top level clients or trainers, they come a dime a dozen, right? Like it's all about application, how we utilize it. So NASM is going to be more specifically focused on more like uh, uh, body parts, insertion points. By the time you're done with it, you feel like a doctor, right? That's just great. It's great to have that. However, a lot of people struggle because they don't teach you, it doesn't teach you how to actually form a business or how to implement it with strategy, like training a client. So our program that
Right.
we have that's certified takes you significantly less time to get through, so probably about 2 weeks. But B, it's more focused on the things, the applications that your clients are going to need. So,
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah.
equal parts like macros, micros, the difference between calorie dense food and nutrient dense foods, how to build a healthy plate, how to intuitive eat, how to eat for weight loss, how to eat for muscle gain, you know, stuff like that. That's going to give you more qualifications. And then the second part is going to be more like program design, programming variable, intensity techniques, the art of coaching, things of that nature that you're actually going to be utilizing every day.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I need because I already have the foundation through my major, you know, with all the
Yeah.
anatomy and physiology and all that stuff.
Yep, 100%. So good. We're in a great spot now. And for this to go full time, what do we need to be making to replace your current full time job?
Uh, whew. I mean, what's great about teaching is, you know, it's hard to give up because, you know, I have the long-term benefits. I've been teaching long enough where I'd still get a pension, but, you know, I'd have to look into how much, healthcare would be a month, but I'm thinking maybe 6 to 800 a month probably for a family plan. Um, I mean, I currently make 85,000.
Okay.
So I would want to be making more than that, you know, probably, yeah, to make up for retirement and healthcare, probably more
Yeah.
than that. Like for me to quit, you know, maybe bring in at least like six to seven a month would maybe
Yeah.
make me think about quitting.
Yeah. So let me give you some context behind that. That can happen very fast. So let's just say with your qualification, your education experience, you get certified, you're feeling really confident and comfortable. Industry average is anywhere between 250 a month to 500 for online coaching. Okay. So let's just say you're on more of the upper end of, let's say $400. Okay. That's hypothetical. All right. Let's just say that you had 15 clients that get you 6K right there. 25 clients get you 10K a month, right? So it happens relatively fast, especially if you have a lot of people that you work with in the years, other teachers, other parents, maybe ex-students that really can utilize your services. That's kind of the people we'd be hitting up first, like the power-based people that know you, trust you, like you, love you, right? So it can happen very fast. Now that you know the industry averages, where would you like to see yourself making best case scenario?
Like the most money you're saying?
Yeah. Like how big would you want to scale this thing?
Whew, I mean, you know, obviously the bigger the better, but I'm also trying to be realistic. I mean, if I were to quit my job and be able to really apply myself full time, I obviously would be able to hit more numbers, more people. I don't know.
Let me give you some context behind that. So there's a girl at the end of our presentation I'll share with you, and her name was Karina, and she was making about 2K a month, but her whole point was to get into coaching, to spend more time with her kiddos and to travel. That was her only goal. Okay. So after 6 months, she was averaging 10 to 12K months on a regular basis. She's now hitting 15K a month on a regular basis. She's working 30 to 35 hours per week. So she's
That's amazing.
traveling, spending more time with her kiddos, and she's making a hell of a living. 15K a month. You can do quite a bit with that, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%. So it's there for the taking. Now, as far as time wise to dictate, if we're talking about implementation of the course and all the support and your one-on-one coach, if we can dictate anywhere between 10 to 20 hours per week, you're in a great spot. Anything over 20 hours a week, you're in a dangerously great spot.
Okay.
Do you feel like 10 to 20 hours per week is doable for you?
Well, we're at a great time right now because, you know, I'm going to be finishing up with work, you know, mid-June. So I'm off all summer.
Beautiful. Fall, summer. If you see me looking down, I'm old school, so I take notes on a pen and a pad. I can't do it on the
Oh, that's
computer.
fine.
Cool. So we have the time. We can make that time commitment. And the ones that are the most successful students, they got the 3 C's. They're committed, they're coachable, and they're consistent, right? So committed means we're going to do this thing day in and day out, no matter how we feel, right? You're going to have days where you're going to not want to do something. It's kind of like when you go to the gym. You wake up, you're like, I don't feel like going, but you go anyways because it's part of your routine, right?
Right.
Consistency, again, showing up every single day, utilizing all those implementation strategies your coach is giving you, and then coachability, right? Being able to take constructive criticism, change out your perspective and make sure that we're, putting our best foot forward to our business. Do you feel like you have those 3 C's?
Definitely.
I love it. Cool. So what do you feel like is the biggest challenge to get this thing going for you? Outside of
I
just not
mean,
knowing really where to start.
yeah, I mean that is, and then just, I mean, I don't know anything except the very basics when it comes to posting anything. Like all I post on my Instagram is, regular videos and pictures. I don't know how to edit them. I don't know how to be creative with reels. I see them all the time. I'm like, how do people do that? So
So yeah, you're in for a treat today because everything that you just talked about, we have an explanation and a solution for everything. Okay. So you're going to be in a
great.
good spot. Cool. Now, outside of that, what are some things that you've tried? I know you mentioned for like the last 2 years, you're like, God, what is something I can do that I'm really passionate about? So how long have we been thinking about online coaching, and what have we done to act, have we done more research on it? What else have we done?
Yeah, I started to do some research last year a little bit, but Um, not nowhere near as much as this year. It just something clicked in my head where like it was like a month ago. I'm like, all right, now I really just need to like put all my focus into, you know, trying to pursue my ultimate goal and what I really want out of life. And I just started researching, and I don't even know how I came across it, but just like, fitness influencers. And I was like thinking in my head, well, how the hell am I going to do that? Like, I know nothing about it. Then I started YouTubing, and I'm like, oh my God, like my head was spinning with all the information. It was like so overwhelming, but I'm like, but I can do it if I just apply myself. And then all of a sudden, the ad popped up for your company. So I was like, oh, okay, checked it out. And I was like, yeah, why not? I can have some guidance here because all these YouTubes are like not answering my questions, and it's just so much information. So it became like overwhelming to me. But if I then, when I came across you guys, I was like, all right, if I could get some guidance and help, then,
I love it. Cool. All right, guidance and help. All right. So kind of give me a rundown of what you would like ideally your next 3 to 6 months of your life to look like. If it was a perfect scenario, what would that look like for you?
um, being able to run that online business, having time to be able to work on it. That's why I want to get going on it as soon as possible. With summer coming up, I have time. My kids, I'm not going to be with my kids every single day. So I'll have some time to myself. So the sooner the better. And then once I gain the knowledge, I want it to become like second nature to me by the time I go back to work in September, where, you know, even on my free period at work or something, or after work, I naturally can work on it without even thinking about it, if you get what I'm saying.
100%. I love that. Cool. Now you kind of mentioned earlier, or just like a minute ago, really, you were looking for guidance and help. Anything else that we need from like a business coach or a mentor to feel successful? Maybe such as like accountability or a game plan, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like accountability, I'm so motivated to do this. So if I know what I'm doing, then I will show up. But there's times if I feel like overwhelmed or frustrated, part of me wants to like shut down. That's kind of how I felt when I was watching all these YouTubes. But then, I gave myself a break, and I'm like, all right, I'll check it out again tomorrow. I wasn't like giving up on myself with it. Because I wanted to, I truly want to learn how to do this and do this. So I guess it's just, yeah, the planning, what to post, when, how often to post, what am I posting, what am I selling, what am I putting in my link in bio, what is my niche, how am I going to gain followers, like why would they want to come to me over somebody else, what would they gain out of me over other people, I guess, to to try and grasp those followers and keep them, or
Yeah,
clients.
I love that. So the cool thing about this is too, you're not just figuring that out on your own. It's not just a course where it tells you what to do. You're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire duration. Okay. So someone that's been through multiple courses from our 10K accelerator to our mastery level, which means they have a 6 or 7 figure business of their own. So they've been massively successful with the information in our course. So you're having someone that's battle tested, that's been through it, just like you're about to go through it now. So you'll have bi-weekly phone calls with them to really review like where we're at, where we need to be, and instructions on what we need to execute for the upcoming weeks. So when you're starting to have those areas where you're like, man, what am I doing? How come I'm so far behind? You have someone to kind of like shape your perspective, give you very clear expectations, and then you're understanding exactly what you need to do. So there's zero guesswork throughout the whole time.
Awesome.
Cool. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over like a kind of like a high level overview of what we have to offer, and then we're going to deep dive into the actual modules. Are you cool with that?
Yes.
All right. We're going to have some fun today. I'm excited for you. All right. Let me know when you can see my computer screen, and we'll have a little fun.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Cool. So as you know, with the Next Level Coaching Academy, this is a big deal. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a quality rating of an A out of a possible A+. And as mentioned before, we have 3 of the largest certification companies in the world supporting us as well. So ACE, NASM, and ISSA. Now, on the success ladder, we have 2 tiers. We've got 10K Accelerator, we've got Mastery Level. Okay, so 10K Accelerator is great for an individual session for health and fitness. You mentioned you already got to school for it. You might need a certification, so we provide that as well. And the information this course can get us from 0 up to 10K a month in as little as 4 months.
Sorry, you broke up.
Yeah.
What, as little as what?
You can get from 0 to 10K in as little as 4 months, if so desired.
Okay.
So the information is all there. From there, Mastery K a month on a regular basis, but become a CEO of their own business. So they're looking to scale to 7 figures. They want to kind of daily aspects of coaching and become more of that entrepreneur CEO. So currently now we're going to focus on 10K Accelerator, but I could totally see you here in the next, I'd say 6 months up in mastery level, crushing it. Okay. But for right now, let's focus down to 4 phases. Okay. First thing to do is get you a couple clients right out the gate. Okay. We can't consider ours until we actually have paying clients. So that's what we're going to do first.
Sorry. You're breaking up a little bit. What did you say? You would get clients for me? Uh-oh, losing
Consider
connection.
ourselves an actual business without having paying clients, right? So we're going to get clients first. Then we're going to teach you how to set up a solid business foundation. From there, we're going to teach you how to generate leads organically through some AI software. Then we're also going to teach you how to develop sales and retention strategies to reach and sustain 10K a month.
Okay.
Okay. As far as the support goes, I mentioned earlier, you're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire time. You'll have a customized game planning call with that individual to review where you're at, where you want to be, and what's the most efficient way to get there. Every 2 weeks, you'll have one-on-one coaching calls to revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, and then get very specific instructions. And then once we're averaging about 2 sales calls a week on Zoom, and once we've completed our sales modules, we're going to introduce you to your sales coach. So this will help you close down a deal at a much higher rate. It'll give us more income. From there, we're going to have 5 times a week of group support calls that accommodate your 9 to 5. So this will go over client objection handling, client delivery, lead generation, marketing, mindset issues, you name it, we'll talk about it. You'll have 24/5 tech support. So outside of those game planning calls, you'll be able to text your coach as much as you like, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. We do give them the weekends off because we want to make sure they can provide you the best service possible. So there's that weekend gap. Now, you can also take those questions over to the private Facebook group as well. The majority of our coaches are pretty flexible on the weekend. They're usually really good at getting back to you. Our coaches are really phenomenal with the one-on-one assistance. Now, becoming an entrepreneur is exciting, but it can be overwhelming at times. So we have created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breathwork and meditation sessions, even journaling to ensure you're in a good headspace to move forward with your business. As far as the resources go, you'll have the accelerator course curriculum. You'll have the Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. We'll also give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes within your program. And we, as mentioned earlier, we also offer an optional online certification as well. Okay, any questions on that?
No, not yet.
Cool. Now, this is the secret sauce on how we get you from 0 to 10K. Okay, so there's going to be 4 phases. Act first is phase 1. So what does that mean? We're going to announce who we are, what we do, and then we're going to utilize specific proven strategies to get your first couple of clients within that first 2 to 2.5 weeks. Once we have that, we're going to move into phase 2, which is company organization design. We're going to make sure we have all of your systems set up that are legal, and then we're also going to figure out who we're going to be serving. So what problems do we solve? And based upon that, we can then create our offer and pricing. So these first 2 phases will be like about maybe a month to month and a half long. Your next couple of phases, we're going to spend the majority of the time in. So phase 3, developing consistency. We're going to learn NLCA's organic marketing strategy. So a lot of this will be implementation of AI and ChatGPT. Then we'll also teach you how to generate leads with NLCA's community lead gen method, which we really emphasize the WhatsApp community group. And then we also teach you basic sales funnel creations to close deals more effectively. Is going to be the fine tuning of everything. Okay, so really maximizing your sales capabilities, getting your closing rate at 40% or greater. We're also going to make sure that we have smooth, consistent, concise client delivery systems, but we're going to put an emphasis on customer support and retention to keep people happy and to keep them coming back to us for long periods of time. Any questions on that? So,
Nope.
all right, so now's the fun stuff. This is what we came for. 30 total modules. Each module will have an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. So if you're someone like me or you're a visual learner, we have it for both, okay? The first thing we want to focus on to get you to become a full-time coach, we're going to implement strategies. Again, multiple strategies to make sure that we get your first couple clients within that first couple weeks. From there, we're going to move into the 10K Accelerator Directory. I want you to view this as onboarding material that will help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize. The 10K roadmap is awesome. It's going to be split into 2 phases. What do we need to get from 0 to 5K? And then what do we need to do to get from 5 to 10K? So very specific strategies, very specific instructions on exactly what you need to execute. Then we're going to move into the mindset and lifestyle module. Okay, so we want to ensure whatever your goals are, we want to create a lifestyle and a routine. Figuring out, are we kind of be more of the workaholic? Are we someone that likes to travel? Do we want more time with our family? Based upon our skills, we're going to create an organizational flow for you based upon that. And we're also going to look into the mindset. We want to make sure we can move forward when times get difficult. Imposter syndrome, anxiety, fear of failure, all natural, normal feelings. How can we get past that to move forward with our business? That fitness entrepreneur face, but we've also put solutions to that. From there, we're going to move into administration systems and ChatGPT. Have you heard of ChatGPT?
No.
So this is awesome. It's like having your own virtual assistant. Essentially, ChatGPT is like Google on steroids. Okay, it just streamlines and makes things more efficient. It provides a better service and better communication with your clients. Okay, so we'll teach you how to set that up. And we'll also teach you how to set up GiveStripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls or applications with you. And we even have applications we utilize to load up all of your programming, all of your nutrition to one spot, so your clients have it just one spot to go to. Makes it very convenient. We're going to do the same thing for your financial systems. We're going to help set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open a business bank account, how to pay quarterly taxes, how to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, liability insurance, health insurance. We talk all about that there. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this is usually when you file for your LLC, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. We are partnered with an AI brand called Taylor Brands. This allows us to get it done within 2 hours. And it's essentially the same cost as it would be for filing and all that stuff. So again, fraction of the time, we're dealing with much more efficiency.
Okay.
From there, we're going to move into target setting. We're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We're going to deep dive into your specific goals. And then we're going to move into your ideal challenge. So what problem does your program solve for individuals? Based upon that, we can create our offer and pricing. So is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals, the more that you offer, the higher the ticket offer, right? The higher ticket offer is going to be established upon your length of terms. So we help with the overall structure of your pricing. We also teach you how to create downsells and discounts when applicable. Then we're going to move into organic marketing. So we're going to introduce you to some AI software. It allows you to do just 1 hour of work and get 14 pieces of content already built out for you. So again, efficiency, convenience, right? And then we're going to actually dive into really what is marketing on the online platform, and then how to become verified on Instagram and Facebook. Then we're going to teach you all things how to set up podcasts and YouTube. So I know you're a YouTuber. This is a good way to expand your reach and let people know who you are, what message you send. But we're also going to teach you how to market for everything Instagram. So again, you had talked about what type of post, when to post, different actions. For all that for you. So everything Instagram related, you'll know exactly what to do. Everything Facebook, exactly what to do. All the way down to the hashtag, using the reels. Even maximize everything for TikTok related as well. From there, we are going to move into content creation made easy. So you mentioned, how am I going to edit all this? How am I going to make it look good? We teach you Canva Pro and the Canva Basics, as well as Microsoft Designer. We'll also implement ChatGPT and AI software to make this move a lot more faster. So this is going to professionalize the look of your content. It's going to make your page look more aesthetically pleasing. Okay. I want you to think as a storefront. So think when you're out shopping, you walk by, a window, something entices you to go in that store. That's essentially what we want to create for people viewing your page. Like, oh, what's Nicole got going on there? I need to go in, right? We want to get them in. From there, we are going to move into the 10K lead generation framework. Okay, we believe there's 3 different ways to really maximize this. The first of which is what we call earned media. So I want you to think of this as people coming to you. How can we attract people to you and your page and have them inboxing you or messaging you? The first thing we want to do is really set up the WhatsApp group. So the first phases are, how do we set it up? Why is it useful? What's the premise behind it? Who are we setting it up for? Okay. Also, we'll give you specific strategies to bring you in more people. So an example, cross-pollination. So maybe you're partnering with someone else that's a coach, therefore their viewers see you, your viewers see them, you expand your overall reach, you get more followers. Providing resources in your pages as well. An easy way to pick up more clients, get them interested in intrigue. People love free stuff, right? And then we'll go into virtual events, meet and greets, and then scholarship strategies are amazing. It's a great way to get people in the door right away. From there, the opposite of that is going to be conversation and calls. This is you reaching out to individuals first. So we're going to use the WhatsApp strategy again, but now we're going to message people through there. So now all of a sudden those cold leads don't seem so cold. And hopefully you have a few clients to where those new leads can interact with some of your clients. So again, now they're starting to build they're able to ask a lot of questions. And by the time they hit the sales call, they feel a lot more intimate relationship. Okay. So we'll teach you that. We'll also give you specific scripts. We'll give you conversation and call examples. But more importantly, we're going to show you where to find on all 3 platforms and how to build and nurture these relationships. From there, we're going to have the referral strategy, the easiest way to do your business. Friends, families, coworkers, talking about how amazing you are. So we're going to provide you different ways to incentivize people to bring you more referrals without just having to ask for them. Now, this last page is going to be the fine tuning of everything. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, it's imperative that you get good at sales. So we're going to give you some different foundational exercises to really maximize your sales capabilities. So we can set up 2 types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet. I want you to think of this as like a screening call. I'm trying to figure out, do I really want to work with this person? Can I actually solve their problems? We'll give you confirmation processes and we'll give you examples with our coaches as well. That will lead us into our closing call. We're trying to lock down that lead. All right, we're trying to close, trying to make them a client. So we'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you examples, and we'll also teach you how to create downsells and discounts, providing financing options to be a game that help people that normally couldn't afford get in. And then we'll also, again, show you how to lock down that lead once and for all. Now, once we have all that data, we want to go back and track it. Okay, so we want to make sure that we understand who showed up to the call, who didn't, who closed, how much did they close for, their length of term, so we have predictable data every single month. So we'll give you our resources in order to track all that. Okay. From there, objection handling. So when I say objection handling, you are going to get a million of reasons why people say they can't do it. There's going to get a lot of excuses. We're going to give you all those excuses so that way you're more prepared on those sales calls. Okay. So this will make us a lot more efficient when it comes down to that closing call. From there, we have the onboarding process. This is probably one of the most important factors. It's the first 30 days in your program. So it's a very important. We make this special for the customer, okay? Because the first 30 days will dictate if they want to stay with you long-term or not. So we need to make sure we get something like a resource in their hands within that first 24 to 48 hours while you're building their program. So that way there's some trust built, there's expectations created. From there, we have client delivery. This is the week-to-week process and how you deliver services. How are you communicating? What resources are you providing? Utilizing ChatGPT to streamline this process, providing resources. It even helps with your workout and nutritional guidelines as well. And then also understanding like what to do if someone ghosts you, if they quit. How do we handle that? How do we incentivize them to get to execute at a high level again? So we provide you resources and strategies for that as well. From there, customer support, the not so fun side of things. What happens when someone wants to cancel? They want to pause, they want a refund. How do we handle that? How do we mitigate those issues for the upcoming months? But more importantly, how can we turn an unhappy client into a happy one? And then from there, we have retention strategies. We want to keep people for long periods of time, but we want to advance them to higher levels of our programming. How do we do that? So we'll give you we'll give you retention strategies and then how to track that as well. The next steps. All right, now we're hitting 8 to 10K a month on a regular basis. How much higher do we want to go? So the next phase, if we're hitting 10, eligible for math, and we teach you how to hire a DMer, when to hire, who to hire, what to hire, at what point, based off of your income, when to hire, essentially slowly getting you removed from the day-to-day operations so you can spend more time that really matter. Okay. Quick recap and we'll answer any questions you got. How are we feeling so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'm understanding the gist of everything that you're saying. Obviously it's a little overwhelming like I expected, but I know it'll come to me. But my initial question that came to mind was um like how much time am I spending right now just learning all this? Because in my head I'm trying to think when in my day I can fit it in to start, I guess,
Yeah, great
just
question.
with still working.
Yep. So this is one of those courses where you're not going to go through the course and then go back and execute. You go by each module. It's laid out in specific order. So like, for instance, you'll go through module 1. You won't move forward until you execute it, right? So you're building clients as you go step by step. So again, if you can dictate 10 to 20 hours per week, you're in a solid spot. So even while you're teaching, think about this. You have an hour commute, right? There and back.
Right.
So you could pop in modules on the way there, pop in modules while you're doing cardio on your lunch break. So when I went through courses like this, I was an in-person trainer and I had 40 clients per week training 2 to 3 times a week. Okay. So I was charged about $150 a session, which I was making great money, but I had zero time. And I have a wife, kids, the whole nine. So how I would implement time is I'd get creative with it. So on the way to the gym, I was popping in a module. Before cardio, like when I was doing cardio, I'd pop in a module. And then if I had that like a little hour gap, that's when I would execute. And then if there were days where it was just overwhelming and I had too much going on, I'd make it up on the weekend. So on a Sunday, I'd wake up a little bit earlier before church. I'd knock out a couple hours and I was averaging again about 10 to 12 hours per week is what I was averaging when I went through it.
Okay, so these are things I can listen to?
Correct. Everything comes with a video.
Oh yeah. Well, then I could bang that out. Yeah, definitely on my commute for sure.
Yeah. You would have
And
quite a team knocked out.
what?
You would have quite a, especially if it's an hour there and an hour back, you'd have a lot of modules knocked out.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, honestly, right now I'm in the health classroom and it's really like a joke. The kids basically do everything online. So I have actually a lot of time right now to be doing
Beautiful.
stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, I apologize. Let me show you what a couple of the videos look like, just so you have some context behind it, because the videos are very tutorial style. So again, say for instance, I'm going to go into something that would probably a lot of people struggle with, like how do we set up our systems, right? So let's just pretend you were going to set up waiver payments. Okay, so check this out. Very tutorial style. I show you exactly how to do it.
Oh, okay. So another question, Like, about when would I start everything? Because do I need to be getting certified first before I even begin? And do I need to be learning all these modules before I begin?
So what I would do is, for instance, you would have access to the optional certification. And I know that that's pretty important to you. You've mentioned that a couple of times. So what I would do is your first week to week and a half, I'd focus on the certification piece. Okay. We don't
Okay.
want you spending over 2 weeks on that. The average
Okay.
person, now think about it. You're extremely intelligent. And I know that based upon what your master or what your degree was in. So this will be like very review oriented for you. You'll be able to knock this out probably in like a week or less. Now, that's what I would tell the majority of people. But since you kind of differ and you have a different like learning curve, you should be able to pick this up a little bit faster. How I would structure this, think about what you're doing with your students in high school, right? You have in high school, you have history, math, science. You have multiple things you have to have homework for, right? So what I tell you to do is maybe just focus maybe a half hour to 45 minutes a day on the certification, and then maybe an hour a day toward the business side of things.
Okay.
So that way you're killing two birds with one stone. You're
Right.
learning, you're feeling good, but we're also making specific intentional time toward our business and growing our base. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yes.
Cool. All right. Let me give you some context also on what module overviews will look like as well. I think this is going to be important. So check this out. So I showed you what the videos look like. This is what the overview will look like. So everything is broken down in tutorial style written as well. So every time you click on this, it'll go straight to your Google Docs. You'll have all this as well. It shows you step by step on how to set up all these things and what the purpose of this module is. So again, zero guesswork on any of this stuff. If you can read and follow instructions, you're in a great spot, right? And if you're a teacher, I hope you can read and follow instructions because you're teaching other people how to do it, right? Now, quick recap. You'll have your customized game planning call with your coach. You'll have a one-on-one coach the entire 4 months. And again, these coaches are extremely good at hand-holding, and not to be disrespectful, that's what I needed. So when you're doing something new, you want to make sure you're doing it right. So really take advantage of that 24/5 tech support, ask as many questions as you can, right? You'll also have private one-on-one sales coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach as well, which is going to be completely different from your actual one-on-one coach. You'll have Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, the certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we're missing?
No.
Cool. How are we feeling about it? Do we like it? Do we love it? What are you thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited.
I love it. Cool. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials?
Yeah, I didn't click on the videos, but I read them.
Okay, cool. Let me skip over to the client averages. I think a lot of people want to know what the average person's doing. Okay, this is pretty cool. 73% of our students sign their first client month 1. On average, it takes them just 1 week to do so. So little statistics for you right here. The people that sign their first client month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging 8K a month. Now, the individuals that don't sign their client month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging 6,500. So still, we're right in that price range or that earning potential to get you out of teaching, right? That's the overall goal. On average, it takes people just 10.6 weeks to quit their job and go full-time on their online fitness business. Now, this is going to be it's going to be differentiate a little bit, because some people already have certifications so they can spend more time on the business side of things. It's really going to be dependent upon how much of a priority you make this. So if we're brand new to this, I want to make sure that we have realistic expectations. So am I going to say you're going to quit in 10.6 weeks? Is it possible? Yes. But I'd say more closer to like, you're going to be more like, 12 to 13 weeks when you're really getting that close to that point where you're really able to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Of the students who hit a 10K month, it takes them 13 weeks on average to do so. This is huge. The students who stay with us 12 months have 97 clients on their roster. Those individuals that have 97 clients are averaging $366,000 a year. Goodbye teaching.
Wow.
You can open up your own school. Now, this is cool too. The students are grading the program a 4.5 out of 5 on average, which means they're getting massive results for their respectful businesses. Any questions on that?
No.
Cool. All right. So the next portion of this is going to be, what's this thing going to cost us, right? There's going to either be a payment plan or a paid in full. A payment plan just means we put a down payment down, we spread the rest out over 4 months. The paid in full just means we pay this whole thing up front, we save a significant amount of money. Now, no matter where you're at on the financial spectrum, we have financing options. We also have extended payment plans as well. So no matter where you're at, if this is something you truly feel is in alignment with what you want, there's going to be an option for you. That's the easiest thing for me to work around. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So before we dive in, I want you to kind of give me a reminder as to why we're on this call today. What will online training give you as an individual?
Meaningful purpose in life and to get me out of teaching.
Absolutely. Are we willing to sell for anything less at this point?
No.
Let's go. All right, here we go. You ready? Hold your breath. Okay. It's only $100,000 in your left kidney. I'm just playing. There's a payment plan of $7,000. There's a paid in full option of $6,200 that saves you $800. Out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
Probably the payment plan.
Yep, that's what like 95% of students do. That's what I did as well. Not a whole lot of people have $6,200 in a sock drawer ready to fork over in a day, right? So cool. Let me tell you how this works. We'll kind of work from backwards. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you kind of what the average student will do. They'll put down about 2,300. They'll take your payment down to 4,700. We divide that over 4 months. That's equivalent to just over 1,100 per month, which is equivalent to you needing 3 to 5 clients, depending on what you're charging to make that back. Is that something you feel like you could commit to?
So the payment plan is only within 4 months.
Correct. Now, there is some nuances to this. Okay. So again, if we go into like maybe financing options, this is something I want to ask you. We have 3 different options, one of which you'll definitely get guaranteed for, but the other 2 is going to be kind of dependent upon your credit. Okay. What's our credit looking like? Good, bad, great, awesome. What's it looking like?
Good.
So
Great.
good. Are you like more like upper 700s?
Yes.
Cool. So what I'd propose then is another option as well. So one's called Fund My Contract. What this does is it takes that 7,000 and it breaks it into much smaller payments over a longer course of time. Okay. So
Okay.
for instance, you'll either get approved for a 6-month same as cash or 12-month same as cash. Okay. So if we pay this off before, then there's 0 interest. Okay. So essentially what happens is you would get approved if we fill this application out. It takes about 5 minutes tops to see what you get approved for, soft credit check. But you can get anywhere from like 1 to an 84-month loan. So I had a guy get approved for like $150 a month. The cool thing is the course is 4 months. We also have a 3 times your investment guarantee. So you'll be able to pay that off long before it's due. Okay. With no penalty. So we can find out what you get approved for there. The second option would be what we call PayPal credit. So we just apply for a line of credit. Usually when you have really good credit like you do, you'll get approved for, it could be anywhere between from $50 to, I've seen someone get paid approved for 7,000. Now, same thing as Fund My Contract, it's 0% interest as long as it's paid off before 6 months. So again, it allows us to get in the door a lot faster. Cool.
Yeah. And then obviously, like, let's say I was making that money within 2 months, I could pay it off
Correct.
sooner. Yeah.
That's the goal, is to get this thing paid off as soon as possible.
Right.
Cool. So let's try a couple of those options and see what we have to play with. Okay. So sometimes you get approved, sometimes you don't. It's no big deal. We have 3 options. I know for sure you'll get approved for 1, but it gives us a better indication on what we're working with as far as what cards we have to play in our hand. Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So we're going to go here. I'm going to send you over an application. We'll fill it out together on the phone. All right, what's a good email address for you?
It's is it on there? Oh, no. NKAS TNER 412 @gmail.com.
Cool. All right, check your email.
Okay. Got it.
Cool. So we're just going to go through it. We're just going to see what you get approved for. So just kind of filling out those prompts. And then after it, it should, if you get approved, it's going to give you a multitude of different offers.
So I know the first thing my husband is going to ask me when I tell him about this, how do you know it's not a scam?
Great question. So this is how we answer that. Yeah, I'm sure your husband's familiar with the Better Business Bureau, right?
Yes.
So again, the Better Business Bureau is like a report card for legitimate business. We got a quality rating of an A. The highest you can get is an A+, the lowest you can get is an F, right? So we're our accredited to the Better Business Bureau. We also have a 3 times your money back guarantee. So essentially, if you do, there's going to be terms and conditions, right? The terms and conditions are have to attend your game planning call. So if you're going to invest $7,000, I hope you attend your game planning call. Attend all of your attend 2 private one-on-one coaching calls each month. So 2 a month. One time a week of group support calls. Okay, so there's 5 choices to choose from there. Must charge at least the bare minimum suggested prices, so nothing below $250. You have to run a scholarship within the first 90 days, and we'll actually show you how to do that. You can't spend longer than 2 weeks on the certification, and you can't have any late payments. All right, you do all that, no late payments. We're guaranteeing you're going to 3 times your investment. So essentially, we're saying at the end of this thing, you should have made over $21,000. Not too many people have a money back guarantee along with we guarantee you're going to make a specific amount.
Okay.
The other thing is we've helped over 3,000 students. So year to date, we've only had to return 1.6%. How are we doing so far? Everything good?
Yeah, it said awaiting offers.
Oh, cool.
And do I have to like commit today, like right now on the phone?
No, you don't got to commit to anything if you don't want to. Now, what I will tell you is, if this is, let me just ask you these questions. After seeing the presentation, do you feel like this checks off all the boxes that you're looking for from a coaching agency?
Yes.
Okay. Are you 100% confident in your own skill sets and ability to follow through and execute the game plan with the support provided?
Yes. My only, like I said, my only reservation would be like, should I wait until I'm fully out of work when I have all that time, like guaranteed? Because I'm just nervous, like, oh my God, what if like, with the kids' sports and everything, like I'm already so my hands are so tied as soon as I get home, especially, it makes me nervous to fully commit right now rather than in 6 weeks when I'm done.
Great question. So let me tell you, do you mind if I challenge you a little bit on that?
Okay.
Cool. So remember, I'm a dad of 5. Okay. Got a wife. So we're kind of in the same boat. Just I got more kids than you. So I win. And I was working like way over 40 hours per week. Right. So my time was strapped as well. Now, the point of me telling you all this is if we can dictate, again, just 10 hours a week minimum, you're in a good spot. Now, if we wait longer for 6 weeks, I want you to think of the averages. At the end, the average right now, the student, 73% of our students are getting their client in month 1. On average, it takes them 1 week. Think about where you could be at if you actually start. You have all your foundations set up, you have your certification, you have all these things done. Now, if you wait, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. Because in the personal training field right now, it's just now hitting summer, right? So you have people that are motivated to want to sign up for something like this because summer, then the 4th of July is coming up. So they're going to have family. There's going to be reunions and parties and people want to look good half naked. That's just the point of it, right?
Right.
After the 4th of July, guess what happens? motivation goes down the hill because they know they can wear a turtleneck in the next month or two and they can wear hoodies, right? So we want to make sure we're capitalizing on opportunities at the right times. So yes, you're going to be busy. Yes, is it going to be difficult? But is it worth it? Yes, because you'll be 3 times in what you're investing in, right?
Right. I see what
The
you're
only
saying.
way you can't be successful, the only way is if you literally try not to try. That's the only way you can't make this. So think about this. Let's pretend you went to your school tomorrow. You roll up to class, not tomorrow, Saturday, but you know what I mean. You roll up to class and you say, hey guys, I'm going to give you an open book test. It's your choice if you want to take it or not. Okay. And you have an hour and a half based off the curriculum that we have to get this done. If one of your students or most of your students are like, I'm not doing that, I'm good enough on my own, that kid probably needs to revisit why he's in school, right? Because essentially we're giving you the same type of opportunity. We're giving you the answers to the test with the answers highlighted and circled in big red marker to make sure you know exactly what to do at all points in time. So you're basically having an open book test with the teacher over your shoulder saying, circle that one, circle that one, circle that one. So think about that. How easy is that? All you have to do is show up, right? That's all you have to do every day. Just show up. Put in an hour to 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's it.
Okay.
If this can make you Nicole 2.0, would it be worth it?
Definitely.
We get Nicole out of teaching. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
What did you get? What did you get approved for?
It says I'll just do the roughly 350 for 24 months, 260, 36 months, 212, 48 months, 185, 60 months, 167, 72 months, 155, 84 months.
Yeah, you got major deals. So that's going to go based upon what's ever most convenient for you. Now, let's pretend this was something that you want to move forward with this. I want you to kind of go through all options first. But if you did, how this would work is whichever one you like, don't do it yet, but whichever one you liked, if we agree this is like that route you want to go, you're going to hit the one that you think will be best suited for your needs. That'll prompt my screen. I'll get a notification. Then I will send out, I'll hit another button. It'll basically prompt you to fill out some information, upload your a picture of your driver's license, all that stuff, because people want to make sure this is valid. So if you want to know if something's legit or not too many companies make you put in your driver's license to make sure that we're not doing any type of fraud stuff, right? So then from there, it would take about 3 business days for that $7,000 to hit our bank account. Once that happens, that's when you get uploaded, so that you get an onboarding packet. You'd be able to book your game planning call. You'd have course access. We'd be ripping and running. You'd have access to your certification. We'd be going. Okay. Now the next option, what we're going to do is, do you have a PayPal credit account?
I haven't used it in so long. I don't even know if it works.
Cool. So let's try, go to paypal.com/credit. And then worst case scenario, if you haven't used it, you'll just say forgot password and they'll probably just send you one. But go to paypal.com/credit and then hit apply.
Okay.
Now,
Apply
once you
now.
you'll hit apply now. You're not applying for the credit card. You're applying for the line of credit.
So I should fill this out?
What's it asking you to fill out?
Enter my email or phone number.
Yeah. So if you hit apply now, to do that, and then it's going to figure out, it's going to basically tell you in the next couple minutes, like what you got approved for.
Yeah, I'm not remembering the password.
Yep. Just hit forgot password. I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's okay.
You got to make your password the same thing.
I try to make my password the same for everything, and then randomly it asked me to change my password, and then
so the secret to that is
what?
The secret to that is just like add like a 1 after it if they make you change it. So the next time you do it, add your normal one and then just add like the number 1. When asked you to rechange it again, add the number 2.
I know, I do that and then I forget which one I did it to. Um, all right, so no account associated with this email, so I guess I don't have one.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna just create a new user, create like a new user, sign up essentially.
Yeah, okay.
That doesn't take long.
How long have you been in this business?
I've been with the NLCA in totality for over a year. So I was a student as well. So me and my wife went through it and we built a business off of this. And then funny thing is when I was on this type of call as well, my supervisor was in this position now. And I was like, hey, what do you do? Because I'm really good at sales and I'm gonna have your job one day. And that's exactly what happened. Like, so I do coaching. I have my own coaching company and I also do this as well. And then my wife, she's in like the medical field. So we basically use this as like 3 forms of income.
That's awesome.
So I've been doing this position for just over 5 months.
Okay, so you started out as me and then you were, you know, whatever you
Correct.
showed me on that one slide, you became the 10K above?
Yep. So me and my wife are averaging anywhere between 12 to 15K a month based on how much time we're putting into it. Right. So usually we're about at 15K a month. It took us a while to get there. I'd say once we hit past our 4 months now, I didn't go through the 10K accelerator because at that time a year ago, we didn't have it. This thing just rolled out like 2 weeks ago. So like Chat GPT, AI, this is the newest software in the industry, period, not just fitness related. It's all over Instagram. Like that's all they're talking about. We're the first company to actually put it integrated into our program as far as in the fitness industry. So when I
Okay.
went through it was called I think it was called like apprenticeship. And it was like a 4-month program. So at the end of 4 months, we were hitting about 8 to 10K. And then I was saying by month 6, we were hitting about 12. And then I'd say by about 8 months in, we were hitting about 15K on a regular basis. But
Wow.
our goals weren't to like have 7 figures. Like I didn't want to have more responsibility. I wanted to have me and my wife running the show and be able to travel whenever I want, do what, up and leave whenever I want. I didn't want to have to worry about too much stuff. So our
Right.
lifestyle was we just wanted to travel.
Okay.
So cool story about that is we traveled, I'd say about 7 months ago, we went to Costa Rica and it was dope because I had, so we had our business rolling. We just took a vacation and I had my business card. I take my business cards with me everywhere I go. And I was working out in this like tiny, super hot gym because they don't have air conditioning where we was at. It was like by the jungle too, super dope. So people are like, oh my God, like, what do you do? Are you from here? I'm like, no. They're like, you should be a trainer. You should be a coach. I'm like, funny. And I just pulled out my card. I ended up pulling 2 international clients during our vacation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
And
it's super cool.
you gear them like towards NLCA?
Well, so I went through NLCA to be a coach, just like you. Like you want to run your own line of fitness business. I wanted to too. So I had them going through my own company. So I set up payments. I did assessment, did the whole 9, and now I
Oh,
signed them
I
with my.
see. You
Yeah.
okay, got it. Yes. Okay.
So the
I'm just
point
trying.
is, you can make money from anywhere.
Yeah, my husband and I like to travel.
Yeah,
So
who doesn't? Traveling is the best.
it is. Do you travel with all your kids?
We do. So once a year we have like a family vacation, and then also once like me and my wife will travel solo together, and then we'll have one with the family.
Awesome. That's what we were doing, but then it just got too much like for our parents to watch the kids. So this year we brought them with us.
Yeah, we're going. I think we're going to our next family vacation is going to be like I think I was going to say we could say Key Largo, Florida. We go to Florida quite a bit. But me and my wife next week are traveling to Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this will be my first. Well, I've been out the country. I've been to Costa Rica, but this will be like my first like major long-term flight. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm OCD. I have to be moving around quite a bit. So we'll see how I can sit still in those planes for that long.
Oh yeah. That'll be rough. All right, so I'm on the PayPal.
Okay.
I just had to take a picture of my license. So
Why
I'm
do they make,
on it now.
so why'd they make you take a picture of your license for PayPal just to fill out? They shouldn't have to do
I don't
that.
know. I don't
Okay,
know. It said my license and then my taxpayer.
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Uh-oh.
Just no, you're fine. It's not gonna do anything, but you shouldn't have to do all that just to find out what you get approved for. So if you're on paypal.com/credit, you're just gonna create like a new username, all that stuff, and then you'll go back into paypal.com/credit, then hit apply once you have a username set up and all that. You shouldn't have to have like a driver's license just to like have an account.
Oh, I don't know. PayPal.
.com/credit.
So this is another way of paying, you're saying?
Yep. So it's very similar to Fund My Contract. It's 6 months, same as cash as well. So as long as you pay it off before 6 months, there's zero interest, but you get approved for a line of credit like right away versus having to wait a specific amount of time.
It says, sorry, but you're not eligible for PayPal credit. We're unable to offer you at this time.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's because it's your first time signing up. I don't know, but you did get approved for Fund My Contract, which is really good. Now the last option probably it's gonna be not nearly as beneficial to you. So the last one is called Sweet Pay. I'm not gonna make you fill that out, but essentially that just means we're putting only 5% down of that 7,000. So we spread everything out over 12 months, which means
Okay.
significantly less down, but the monthly reoccurring payments would be higher than what you'd actually be paying for through Fund My Contract.
Okay.
So that's another option. But if you got approved for Fund My Contract and it's already approving you for the full 7,000 amount, that's probably an option I'd go with. Or I guess another option that we could do if you like it. In my head, it sounds pretty cool. I have a couple options really. If you don't want to go through any of those, one we could do is we could turn that paid in full, so that's 6,200. So we save you $800, but we just split it into a split payment. So it means 3,100 down day, and then I'd give you 60 days from your start date to pay out the second half. So that way you save 800. That way you save $800, and then you have time to build up your clientele and pay the remainder off.
But so in order for me to do this plan, I would need some sort of down payment first
For which one?
for the my contract one.
Nope. So the Fund My Contract, you're just going to figure out which one you like. So don't do it yet. But if that's the one that you want to go with, you'll select the plan that works. You'll hit approve or whatever. That'll prompt my computer screen to do something. Okay. Which means your first payment wouldn't be due for 30 days. Now, if you don't go through Fund My Contract, but you go through us, then there's a down payment associated with it. But what I'm talking to you about is if you and your husband are in a good financial spot to where I can save you $800, I can just turn that paid in full into a split payment for you, which we normally
Right.
don't do.
Right. I think I'd rather do the monthly and then I could pay more as I go.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So I don't have to commit to this right this second. And so when I want to pay for all this, when I'm ready after I talk to my husband when he gets home, then who do I reach out to? You?
It'd be me. So my question to you is, if we feel like this is everything and your husband knows you're on the call.
No, he doesn't know.
Okay,
He's
cool.
golfing.
Does he know like your intent to like want to leave teaching and stuff like that and start a fitness business?
I've briefly told him, but I haven't really told him about all this yet.
Okay, cool.
He
So
could
let
be
me ask you
he's a
this.
very skeptical person. So he's very,
Okay.
very skeptical. Like, oh, that's just, he'll tell me, oh, it's a scam and all that stuff. I kind of have to just do my own thing and then he can see it later.
So my question for you is, if we know that, right, this is everything that you believe is going to work for you, and we have those guarantees in place, if we already know that most likely he's going to say no, we'll draw back from actually getting you going.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to him. I just want to kind of sit on it a little bit and think about what's best, like which monthly payment and all that.
Okay, cool. Totally get that. So I'm gonna share one of my stories. I sat on it. I didn't get back on one of these calls for like 4 months because I was scared shitless. Because I'm old school. All I know is in person, right? So like,
Right.
my thing is the way your brain works is it adjusts to what comfortable top of your previous habits and new, your brain is going to think of a million different reasons why not to do it with people. Like 95% of people that say, I'm going to think about it, typically won't get back on right away.
Right.
So
Well,
then I want you to really quick, let's stop it. Let's not even talk about moving forward for a second. I want you to revisit again the reason why we're on here. The goal is to get you out of teaching, right?
yes.
To feel fulfilled, have meaning, right?
Right.
And we were to a point earlier, you had mentioned that like we're not willing to settle for less.
Right.
Okay, so if you're at those spots and you know this is in alignment with what you want to do and it allows you to impact more people, work remote from home, be more present with the kiddos, what else is there to think about outside of this payment plan works the best for me?
No, I understand. I don't like to make impulsive decisions. Like nothing has deterred me away. Like I'm not like scared of this or anything. If anything, it's making me more excited. It's just I know that I can sometimes be impulsive and without thinking, just sitting on it. I'm not gonna be the person that, like go another week or two and then revisit it then. Like I just need some time to process everything.
Cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is my goal is first, let's look at our calendars. And I'd like to get you back on a call with me like Monday or Tuesday. Okay. To kind of go
Okay.
over any fears, any questions, and then also talk about which option you think works better. But in the meantime, I also want to hook you up with a student that went through similar situations, right? That became massively. You can question them. You can grill them with any questions you got. Is that fair?
Okay. Yeah, cool.
So I think that you get a lot out of that. So how that would work is, I don't know who's going to respond to me. It's Friday. These people are younger than me, so they're probably not going to tell me to kick rocks. But once I get a coach that does that, I'll set us up on three-way text and I'll say, "Hey, Nicole, it's Jeremy from NLCA. Thank you so much for the phone call. I have Coach such and such on here. They're here to answer any questions, concerns." Then you can say, "Hey, what's up, Coach?" Whatever, and you guys could book not necessarily a Zoom call. You can have a normal 5-minute phone call. You can ask about how they ran their business, how long it took them to get from point A to point B, all that.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Yes.
Then I'm also going to send you over some resources. So I want you to go into the mindset right now that we've already determined that we're going to do this. Okay. So I'm going to give you how to get started mini course just so you can start wrapping your head around this stuff versus going down the rabbit hole to just YouTube. So make sure we keep you busy. Is that cool?
What's that? Yes.
Cool. So let's look at your phone and let's schedule out a time. What do you have available for Monday?
Usually I have meetings Monday. I would have to look at my school calendar. We wouldn't be able to do like a meeting on my way home, could we? Because by the time I get home, it's like impossible.
Yeah, so our next phone call would be very brief. It's just really kind of kind of visiting which option works best for you. And if that is in full alignment with what you want, all we're going to be doing is getting all those systems set up.
All right. I can Tuesday, I know I could do if I could do it on my way home from work because I don't have any meetings or anything then.
Yep. The only thing that you'd be doing on Tuesday would be you decide what option you want to go with. You can text me that, and then because it'll take place 3 business days if you go with Fund My Contract. So which is great.
Okay.
You won't owe anything for 30 days, but we'd have to go through the Fund My Contract process. It takes like 5 minutes, but essentially
Okay.
we kind of like going back and forth. I usually do it over the phone, so that way we can kind of get it done together all in one shot.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah.
I have Sunday open as well, but I know Sunday is Mother's Day, so I didn't know if you guys are already booked for that time. But I do have some time after church available if you wanted to get that situated. So by the time, if we did it on Sunday, by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we get rolling.
It's just harder when I'm home with the kids. I'm just trying to see if I have a meeting Monday, because Monday, it's just a phone call, you said?
Yeah, it would be a phone call like this, but with pretty much getting everything situated. Then I'd also be everything I'm promising you, I'd put it into a client agreement as well.
Okay. I'm just looking up my school calendar. All right. Could we do Monday at 2:30?
Yeah. Are you Eastern time?
Yes.
Yeah, you're Eastern time, right?
Yep.
Cool. For me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put you in my phone. You want to lock me in as well. I'm gonna
Yep,
put
I got you down.
Beautiful. Eastern time, and we're gonna go. Cool. All right, so I got that. I'll send you over some resources. I'm gonna reach out to a couple of different people and see who I can get lined up with you. So if you see a three-way text, it's from a number you don't recognize, I'll introduce myself. Hey, it's me, Jeremy. Any other questions you have, the number that I texted you specifically today, that's my specific number. So you can ask any questions, any concerns. I'll make sure I get those handled for you as well.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you so much for your call today.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm super excited for you. Let's get you out of teaching.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.